Your fear is ruining your life. Fear is going to be the biggest determination if you're going to be rich or poor when it comes to wholesaling real estate. Guys, Kobe used fear to work 6 hours a day and train 6 days a week for his entire basketball career to push him to the limits to success. And I have cold callers in wholesaling real estate that come up to me and comment, and they're scared to go out here and start cold calling. What do these two people have in common? One of the greatest basketball players of all time and somebody making excuses why they can't cold call for wholesaling real estate. The truth is, both of these people have fear. Kobe pretty much had a fear of being broke and not being successful, and most importantly, a fear of losing. He used that fear to catapult him to success. And I have wholesalers that use fear to stop them from being successful. Fear is going to make or break you in your wholesaling real estate business. Guys, I'll tell you straight up, getting started in wholesaling real estate, I used fear for my success. I had a fear of being broke. I had a fear of just working in my job. I had a fear of bagging groceries the rest of my life or being a grocery store manager. And I used that fear to fuel me. But the issue is a lot of people use fear to destroy their lives and destroy their potential success when it comes to wholesaling houses. You have to ask yourself this question: is fear ruining my life? Is fear stopping me from becoming successful? You have to use that fear to your advantage. And that's what we're going to talk about today. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and I've done over 1,000 real estate wholesaling deals and I make over hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month of my wholesaling real estate business. And my point of this channel is to help you learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free and become a complete real estate investor. Do me a big favor, make sure you hit that like button and smash that subscribe button, and let's get into this. So I have found most wholesalers that have fear, it stops them from being successful. They have a fear of getting into cold calling. They have a fear of talking to sellers. They have a fear of putting out those bandit signs. They have a fear for cash buyers. And honestly, these fears actually make a lot of sense. And I know so many wholesalers that stop themselves from becoming successful because of these fears. Now, you have to understand that the human mind is a weird thing, and it's always going to find excuses on how to become comfortable. Your human mind doesn't want you to do things that are going to require struggle. It's always going to seek comfort. And this has helped human beings create amazing inventions like AC, hurricane shutters, and airbags. But also, this fear stops so many people from doing things that are quote unquote uncomfortable, when honestly, that uncomfortability is going to help you create the success. Guys, in my wholesaling real estate business, every single time I got uncomfortable, I started pushing the pace of what I think I could do. And I started becoming very uncomfortable by taking more action. That's when I grew the most as a person and as a wholesaler, and especially as a cold caller. Fear can make you rich or super poor, and that's what I want to talk about today. When I look at a wholesaler that is fearful of getting into wholesaling or fearful to take action, most of it comes from a fear of rejection, a fear of struggle, a fear of the unknown. And the truth is, a lot of these fears are pretty stupid. And what do I mean by this? It's like fearing something you know that's going to happen. So recently in Florida, we had a hurricane that hit us, and I got all these new people in Florida that are freaking out over the hurricane. And honestly, this is probably my 10th hurricane I've ever been through in my life. It's something I don't fear at all because I know it's going to happen. Same thing like wholesaling real estate. When I do a live cold calling session in front of you guys, I know I'm going to get rejected. I know someone's probably going to call me a poopy head. I know somebody's going to say something that's going to be embarrassing for me probably. And I know for a guaranteed fact I'm going to have struggle. But the point of it is I know it's going to happen. Now I get it. If somebody says they're going to punch you in the face, you're still not going to be happy about it because you know, at least you know it's going to happen, but you know it's just going to suck. The thing is, I can't eliminate that fear. I can't eliminate the fear of struggling, the fear of someone saying no or screaming at you over the phone. But you have to have comfort in the fact that every single successful wholesaler has had to deal with those things. And even on a daily basis, I have to deal with those things. I always find struggle in my business. I've done so much struggling that's pretty much commonplace for me. But the only question you have to ask yourself is, do I have a greater fear of becoming broke, a greater fear of not becoming successful in my wholesaling business, a greater fear of never reaching my dreams, a greater fear of not having financial freedom, a greater fear of not being able to retire my mom, a greater fear of not taking care of my kids or my pets or my dogs? Do I have a greater fear of those things over the fear of somebody saying no to me, somebody calling me a bad word, somebody screaming at me over the phone? Is my fear of being broke more than my fear of being rejected? I can tell you 10 times out of 10, my fear of becoming a bag boy, my fear of staying as a bag boy, my fear of scrubbing toilets for the rest of my life, working minimum wage, working 70, 80 hours a week, not being able to take care of my family and friends, that fear fear was so much greater than the fear of rejection. So much fear in wholesaling real estate comes from the fear of the unknown. Once you know that it's gonna suck and you gotta suck it up, you're gonna be fine. And I think there's a very bad notion in wholesaling real estate that you have to embrace the grind and suck it up forever. And that's not the case. Yes, you have to grind. You have to deal with a lot of the stinky things that comes with starting out a wholesaling business, a lot of the grind and the work, but it's not like that forever. I was really like that for my first $250,000 in wholesaling real estate. It usually took me 2 years to get to that point. And it was a grind. It was not fun. There were 12, 13, 14-hour days. But I went through that entire process, and what came out of that was me being able to scale my wholesaling business where I can work 5 to 10 hours a week at most. A lot of that struggle I had was only temporary. And like many people say, pain is temporary, but glory is forever. And that's the way I looked at my wholesaling business. The truth is, wholesaling is a legitimate business. You can legitimately make millions of dollars with no money at all at any age. Wholesaling real estate does not discriminate. It doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't care if you have an accent. It doesn't care your nationality. It doesn't care about your gender, how tall you are, how good looking you are. It only discriminates on the amount of action and work you're willing to take to become successful in this business. And that is such a beautiful part of wholesaling real estate. But the issue is, since it's a legitimate business and anyone can become a millionaire with no money at all, there's gonna have to be some struggle involved for it. Because if it was easy, everybody would do it. Why do you think Kobe worked so hard? Why do you think Michael Jordan worked so hard? It's really hard to become really good in the NBA. Actually, it's really hard to get into the NBA. That's why there's hundreds of thousands of basketball players wanting to get in the NBA. They all want to do it. But the real question is, are they willing to do the work it takes to get there? And yes, there's God-given abilities to become a great athlete or to become in the NBA. But the thing that nobody looks about is the amount of work it takes. And that's the same thing about wholesaling real estate. Everybody wants to become a millionaire in wholesaling, but nobody wants to do the work it takes to become a millionaire. And that's the struggle I think so many people have. They get into wholesaling, they think it's a get-rich-quick scheme, and it's not. It takes work, dedication, and sacrifice. And if you are watching this and you are willing to actually take the work head on, embrace the grind, take consistent action, and get better every single day, you're gonna become successful. This is why the cream always rises to the top. I can teach thousands of people right now how to get started in wholesaling real estate. And I know maybe 50 to 100 of those people are actually going to take the grind, the action, the work, and the success, and then they're gonna become millionaires in wholesaling. That is why the best coaches in the entire world for any sport, they can coach 100 players and they can tell them exactly what they need to do to become successful. But maybe even 10 or 15 of those people are actually gonna take the hard work. They're gonna spend the extra 6, 7, 8 hours a day to get better, and they're gonna grind and stay consistent. But the people that aren't as good, aren't the superstars, they don't do it. Those are the differences. And if you have a fear of rejection or struggle, sometimes people use that as an excuse for them not to work hard. If you're constantly making excuses in your real estate wholesaling business on why you can't become successful, business is not cut out for you. This business can make you a millionaire with no money at all. All you need is the internet and a computer. But the thing is, you have to be willing to do the work. Like anything great in life, it takes work, dedication, and sacrifice. And if you're not willing to do that, you're not going to become successful. Think about video games for a second. I don't know one player who plays Counter-Strike, GTA, Call of Duty, FIFA, or Madden. They're the top 10 in the world that hasn't put 5,000 hours in that video game. So if you're thinking to yourself, if you want to become the top person in this field or in this video game, you're gonna have to put in the work. Every single person that was successful in those video games, or even at like something like chess, they all put thousands of hours to get to that point. Why do you think you're different? So if I have a fear to play Call of Duty and get destroyed my first 100 hours of playing the video game, I'm never gonna become successful because I know it takes thousands of hours to even get decent at that game. So why do you think you're different? You are not different. You are like every single human being born on this earth. It takes work to get really good at something. It's a craft, it's a skill. Talking to sellers, closing sellers, making offers. And the thing is, it's having those skills and that experience with the right script and strategy. And that's what I teach you for free at freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course. I teach you everything you need to know to get started in this business absolutely for free. So you have all the tools. You have the coach, which is me coaching you what to do. The thing is, I can tell you what to do all day, every day, but are you willing to do the work yourself? You have to ask yourself that question. And most importantly, you have to shift that fear of rejection, that fear of the unknown, the fear of what the seller's gonna say, and shift that into a fear of being broke or not becoming successful. I can tell you straight up to your face right now, all the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifice I've taken my first 2 years in this business was completely worth it to where I'm at now. I can do whatever I want, when I want, for the rest of my life. I have enough passive income right now where I don't have to worry about money for the rest of my life. I can make videos like this absolutely for free and not charge you to learn wholesaling real estate because I make a bunch of money in my actual business. The truth is most wholesalers can't say that, and especially nobody doing YouTube videos for wholesaling. And so that's why I'm trying to change wholesaling real estate for the best. Think about this. What is the worst thing that's gonna happen if you cold call, talk to a seller, or make an offer? Honestly, they're either gonna do 4 or 5 things. They're gonna say no, yes, maybe, or F you. Or they're gonna give you an objection, which at freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course, I teach you how to overcome really easily. Guys, I hate to see so many people think that their accent, where they were born, their skill level, or their age, or if they're in the right virtual market, stop them and the fear paralyzing them for success. I hate to see it because that is not the case. The only case from you becoming successful in this business is you. It's not me. It's not the content you get. It's not that sexy little course that someone's trying to sell you. It's not doing this crazy strategy. It's just doing the work in wholesaling real estate. Frankly, don't worry about anything else. The day trading, drop shipping, none of that stupid stuff. Focus on doing the work in wholesaling real estate. Get really good at the craft. Wholesaling real estate is like the video game. Let's call it Call of Duty. You're not gonna get better at Call of Duty by playing FIFA. You gotta play Call of Duty. You gotta talk to sellers. You gotta do the marketing. You gotta do the acquisitions. Nobody in wholesaling real estate got rich by sitting on their butt all day doing nothing. And you're not the exception. So use that fear of being broke, the fear of not becoming successful, and the fear of not living the life that you truly deserve. Be the catalyst to your success in wholesaling real estate. You have to put in the work, and if you put in the work, you'll become successful. I promise you. Just put 1,000 hours in this business, and I promise you, you'll see your income skyrocket. If you don't put the 1,000 hours in, then you're most likely not gonna have consistent success. If you got any value from this video, do me a big favor. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Ask me questions. I got free one-on-one calls. I want to give you all the tools you need for success. That's why I have my free course, freewholesaling.com. And if you're willing to put in the work, I'd love to see you on some more videos. I wish you the best of luck for your success. And I know if you consistently take action, you will become successful in this business. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.